Thanks for watching Endgame Economics. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe. It's completely free for you, and it helps us continue making more videos like this.
Imagine you are an economist in Frankfurt staring at a spreadsheet in early 2026. Germany's engine is stalling out. France is struggling under the weight of its own budget deficit. But this chart shows a glaring outlier. Spain, the country that needed a €1 trillion bailout just over a decade ago, is now growing at 2.8%. That makes it Europe's fastest-growing major economy, vastly outpacing the bloc. Spain is expanding so fast that a country of 50 million people single-handedly generated 1/5 of all Eurozone growth for 2 years running. But on the exact same weekend those numbers made headlines, tens of thousands of citizens marched through Madrid, holding banners demanding housing over tourists. A 28-year-old teacher told reporters she is fully employed in this booming economy, yet she still lives with her grandmother because her salary cannot cover rent. A spreadsheet says Spain is wealthy. The streets say citizens are suffocating. Miraculous from a distance, but when it financially crushes the people living inside it, you have to ask what kind of growth is actually happening. Let's look at this diagram, which breaks down the only 2 ways a country can actually grow its GDP. Extensive growth means throwing more bodies at the economy, adding more hands and more shifts. Intensive growth means giving a single worker better tools or technology so they produce more value per hour. As you can see on the left side of the screen, Spain's growth is almost purely extensive. The country recently pushed past 50 million residents for the first time in its history, driven by an influx of about 600,000 immigrants a year. These imported workers are filling a massive volume of jobs. In fact, foreign-born residents are taking up to 90% of all net new jobs created in the country, largely concentrated in domestic care, agriculture, and hospitality. The second pillar of this volume-based economy is tourism. Spain now imports roughly 97 million international visitors a year. That is nearly 2 tourists for every single citizen. Hospitality work is highly seasonal and notoriously resistant to automation. You cannot invent a machine that allows one waiter to do the work of 10. Because of this, the jobs supporting these tourists remain permanently locked into low-wage, low-productivity cycles. Spain built a quantity engine. They are pulling in millions of warm bodies to inflate the total GDP on paper, while failing to make individual workers any wealthier. Take a look at this chart of Spain's economic output since 2019. The top line shows the overall GDP climbing beautifully, but look at the bottom line. GDP per employed person is entirely flat. This reveals a long-term constraint for workers. While factors like tax policy or union contracts can shift income in the short term, sustained raises generally rely on rising productivity. If each hour worked isn't becoming more valuable, it becomes incredibly difficult for wages to outpace inflation, regardless of how high the total GDP climbs. Now, take a low-wage, rapidly expanding population and drop it into a housing market that stopped building homes a decade ago. The math is brutal. Spain needs roughly 250,000 new housing units a year to shelter 600,000 new residents and replace the thousands of apartments converted into short-term rentals for 97 million tourists. In 2025, they built barely 90,000. When you pour that much demand into a broken supply chain, prices erupt. In the hardest-hit urban centers, rent can now consume nearly 99% of a young worker's salary. This squeeze is the direct catalyst for the massive public backlash against the tourism industry. The celebrated economic miracle is a closed loop of cannibalization. The top-line growth relies on importing cheap labor and wealthy visitors, which systematically prices native workers out of their own lives. This mathematical squeeze creates a terrifying social paralysis. Today, 4 out of 5 Spaniards under 29 are trapped in their childhood bedrooms, completely unable to launch careers, build credit, or acquire wealth. Because young adults cannot afford to start families, Spain's fertility rate has collapsed to 1.2, guaranteeing a demographic implosion. Today, 3 workers support 1 retiree. By 2060, Spain's working-age population shrinks by 30%, doubling the dependency ratio. These remaining workers must also carry a 100% debt-to-GDP ratio, funding a ballooning pension system with a stagnant workforce. There is no sudden default or bond market panic coming tomorrow morning. Spain's reality is a chronic condition, an aging society slowly crushing itself under its own structural weight. A beautiful GDP headline can hide a stagnant reality. Any country that relies on sheer population volume to cover up flat productivity is not generating new wealth. It is simply borrowing prosperity from its own future.